Good evening. My name is Felicia Vargas, and I am the Career Technical Education Pathway Specialist, and I am joined by Kevin Gorham, Teacher and Athletic Director at Encinal Junior and Senior High School. Kevin is accompanied by Alexis Jimenez, who will be presenting with Kevin shortly. Tonight, we are pleased to present an update to the board on the new Broadcast and Digital Media Pathway at Encinal. This marks a milestone in a 3-year effort to launch a radio broadcast journalism program at Encinal that will feature a student-operated radio station. We are also pleased this evening to highlight our partnership with Alameda Community Radio, who joined forces with AUSD to submit a successful application to secure a low-powered broadcast license from the FCC. Peter Frank, board chair of KACR, Peter Frank, and Annette Dietz will speak at the conclusion of the presentation. Superintendent McFetrich tasked Kevin Gorham, who in his former career was a professional radio broadcaster, to spearhead this effort. The superintendent's vision for Encinal went beyond radio broadcasting, and with financial support from CTE grants, this school year, Encinal is offering 3 strands of digital media pathway courses: multimedia, TV media, and radio broadcast journalism. Next year, Encinal will be able to offer a sequence of courses in each strand. CTE courses are designed to provide students with real-world skills and also enable students to successfully transition to college-level coursework, and in this case, into digital media concentrations. The renovated space at Encinal 600 Wing is impressive, and thanks to the MOF team, students have access to new furniture, a TV studio with green screen and production room, and 2 acoustically soundproof radio broadcast studios. Our CT grant funding affords students the opportunity to learn skills using professional digital media equipment and advanced software running on high-end computers. We plan to host a ribbon-cutting ceremony, hopefully in November, when we officially connect KJet signal to the transmitter and students are ready to broadcast on air. Before I turn it over to Kevin, I would like to acknowledge the many AUSD departments and individuals involved in making this a reality. I'd particularly like to recognize General Counsel Chad Pimentel, Robbie Ling and his excellent team from MOF, Brenda Perella, Jamie Ferrante, and Marlene Burbich, Rob Van Herk and his IT team, Sharp Khan and Stephen Fong for their leadership and guidance, and to Marion Halford, who coordinated all of the ordering required to get everything in place for the start of the school year. I'd also like to thank Kirsten Zazo and Tracy Alabrati for their leadership and for bravely navigating the mid-year construction at Encinal last spring. I'd like to now turn it over to Kevin to explain about the Pathway program.
Okay, well, thank you very much for having us. I will correct Felicia one thing. This is actually been a 5-year venture. And it all came as I wanted to, the former administration, I said, I want to do this radio class. And 5 years ago, I talked about it. I was the assistant principal at Encinal High School and brought up this mad, crazy idea. And somehow, 5 years later, this is going to be a reality. And 96.1 KJTZ is going on the air in just a couple of months. It's unbelievable, and I can't thank everybody for their support in taking this idea and this dream and making it a reality. And that is why I enjoy working at Encinal, but in particular in the school district, because you can take one idea and show how it's great for kids, and it becomes a reality. And I would like to echo Felicia in the thanking of all the departments, because I've been in all of their offices. And it started, I remember when Chad was hired a few years ago, and Carrie arranged the appointment so I could meet Chad, and probably the second day and say, hey, Kevin, you need to get to work on applying for this FCC license. And we welcome you to radio, and welcome you to Alameda Unified. But anyway, the partnership started with this idea, and then a person that I used to work with at Encinal High School turned me on to Alameda Community Radio and said, you guys should partner up. There's a frequency that the FCC normally doesn't have, but there's a frequency open, and you should combine your efforts to to go after this frequency 96.1. And in an urban area, that's very hard to come by. So we partnered with Alameda Community Radio, and Peter, Frank, and I have met on countless occasions over the last 5 years at various places throughout the city, getting and coordinating our efforts together. And then with Alameda Community Radio and 4 Magazine, we have come together and we created a bid and a partnership that was very competitive and accepted by the FCC. They gave us 18 months originally, and then the school district said, hey, let's partner up and make this a pathway. And so that we've extended the license. We have 18 more months to get up, but we are up and ready to go. The classes have begun, and students are in the classroom and excited to share in this effort. The goal is to be on the air by November 1st. And the 3 radio stations, we are sharing the frequency of this low power FM radio station, where we will be on the air for 180 school days, and then we will also have we will be on the air 5 hours a day. And so I just want to give you an idea of what we're doing and what we're about. Over the summer, I worked with Stephen, and we coordinated our efforts, and we now have a UC A&G approved curriculum that I collaborated with my partner over at Encinal High School, where they have their radio station, and colleagues from Laney College, where we developed the curriculum, and now it is A&G curriculum approved. And the idea is in the second year, kids will get college credit. We're going to be covering all aspects of radio and the operations. Many people just think on radio is the people that you hear on the air, but radio is far more than that, and our kids are going to get an opportunity to be involved in all aspects of the radio show, not only the production, the promotions, the on-air, the editing, the copyright. There is so much more than just the people that you hear on the air, and the kids are going to get an opportunity to do that. We've also created an advisory board. We started that late in the spring. We have people like Stan Bunger, Steve Victor, Susan Lee Taylor from KCBS. We have Danny Delmore, who is, if you know Live 105, he's David Dewey. He's also an Encinal grad. And we have a former colleague of mine who I really, who was very influential in my broadcasting career, Don Blue, is also going to be a part of our advisory board. Who are going to really keep us aligned and mentor us in making sure that everything we do is up to industry standards. And they've been very influential in constructing and helping us create our studios at Encinal High School. I'd also like to thank Kirsten and Tracy and the other people that were displaced by all of this mid-year. And it's that kind of effort that put us all together that allowed, and they understood this vision and what we were trying to do. And so many people have put themselves to the side to make this a reality for the kids. Our radio station is going to be, we're going to be on the air from, I think it's 6 to 11 is our hours of operation, Monday through Friday. We will have morning drive. And then the kids will create, we are in the midst of formatting our own radio station, whereby the kids will bring what they want to the station. So Alexis here, who's been very excited about this program for the last couple of years, and formed Let's Get This Done, is here to talk about what she's excited about and what kind of programming she's going to have.
Hello, I'm Alexis Jimenez.
We got to work on the next step.
Yeah, sorry. I'm a senior at Encinal, and ever since I was a little kid, I've recorded people, I've talked to people, I interviewed people, and I've played sports. Starting freshman year, I always went to the Island Bowl, and I always watched sports on TV and stuff, and I said, Dad, pull out the recorder, and do play-by-play commentary, and, you know, my dad got annoyed by it about, like, the first, 2 months. But, ever since I've, you know, been a little kid, I've always wanted to be on the radio, and, I mean, Gore close story, he was telling me about how when he was a kid, he would listen to Don Blue, and he'd say he wanted that job. He only had to work for 3 hours, and then he'd go home. That's the dream. But I'm really excited about this program, and I'm glad that we finally got, after my 3 years, a chance to actually get it up and running and speak my mind. I mean, obviously, within that easy, but In the fall, after in a couple months, I'll be applying to SF State. I have other offers from other schools to play sports, but none of them really focus on broadcasting as much as SF State does, so I'll be deciding to go there in the fall. And I think this would be a really good addition to Encinal. Also, the TV media class, I take that too, since I've always been in love with filming. I think these are two great additions that this program just can keep going on and on. So thank you for your time.
So, as we've been putting it, this is a great example of what this is about and how kids are jumping at the opportunity to be involved in this class and then the TV piece with Paul and Gas. We're going to do a variety of shows. Kids talk about doing top 40, classic rock, oldies, nothing like Motown Monday. They want to do sports talk, news talk. So they're going to be out and about and really broadcasting live, and I'm excited. I can't even measure how excited I am about this opportunity for the kids. We'll be at Alameda events. We're planning on not this year because the Alamo Bowl is too soon. But next year, broadcasting live at the Alamo Bowl and other sporting events, and not just sporting events, but other events around town, including and not limited to the Mayor's 4th of July Parade, the Park Street Fair, and the Webster Street Jam Festival. We will be able to, at some point after we're live on the air, is also to do remote broadcasting to really get our name out there and let people know who we are. We also started the adventure. This is an example. We did a little boot camp over the summer, and I brought the kids to KCBS, and they got to watch Stan Bunger. But what they were able to see is not just the broadcast, but the people behind the scenes that make those guys look really good. But that was great, and that was just the beginning of what we're going to be doing and where we're going to be going with this venture. So bringing people in and mentoring our students is such a great piece to this, and also their stories about how they got there and how radio has not only influenced them, what their career is, but also the things that they do outside of their career. So I can honestly say that the career that I had in radio for 20 years was very influential in everything that I've done during my course of my career as a teacher, as a coach. Those are things that I can't. The radio piece has been very, very exciting. We don't have the
Logos?
the logos.
I think we missed. I think somehow we missed that slide.
Okay, that's all right. Well, we have the students have generated. We're trying to plan our logo as to what the logo is going to look like. 96.1 page ATZ. All of this took lots of time. We had to find KJTZ. Took a couple hours through the FCC to find that to make sure that a radio station wasn't within a 50-mile radius using the same colors. So, but anyway, so KJTZ is going to be live and on the air very soon. And again, this is I'm so flattered to be a teacher and to be a part of this, and thank you to everybody for their support. I mean, it goes so far at what everybody's done. And when I say I've been in everybody's office, they're like, oh my God, Warren's back. But I've done this, and I had, I've been only in the radio broadcast industry, on the air and production. I had no idea about transmitters and all these sorts of things. That's what the engineer did. I knew what the FCC rules were and what I could and couldn't say, but I had no idea about the application process and all that. And I was teamed by a former colleague of mine at Encinal, and he teamed me up with Peter Frank, who's the chair of the Alameda Community Radio. And our partnership and his know-how, I would say I always want to surround myself with people smarter than me. It makes me look good and it gets us moving forward. And Peter is amazing, and his work towards this collective goal has also been a huge and great partnership, but has made also this a tremendous reality. So I'd like to invite Peter Frank up to talk about therapists.
I want to thank you for giving us a little bit of time. As he said, I've been Frank, chair of Alameda Community Radio, which is a local nonprofit. That's all my day job is an attorney lawyer practicing in Oakland. I have to confess, I'm a former resident of Alameda. The project I had to move to Oakland for family reasons. But it's terrific to come back here. Wisconsin meetings. I want to put this in, just take a second to put this into context, because this is really a historic time in radio. It was the case for many years the FCC wouldn't entertain applications for licenses under 50,000 watts, 100,000 watts, AUSD or KPSA, or commercial stations. And in 2000, the FCC changed course, responding to pressure from grassroots groups, schools, churches, others. I got to admit, a few pirates that we defended at one point, and changed the rules to allow for low power radio. LPFM, low power FM, is 100 watts maximum power. KQED is probably 50 or 60,000 watts. It's all we need to cover an area like Alameda. It's perfectly tailored. This is only the second wave of LPFMs that are coming on the air. The first wave was about 8 years ago. When the FCC started to do this, the broadcast industry put on pressure and limited them to allowing licenses in rural areas or small towns where there weren't any radio stations. That proved unnecessary, and this is part of the wave of stations that are coming out now, not the licenses. The applications were in 2013, and the licenses came out in 2014 with the construction permit. So frequencies are limited. So we're engaged in a couple partnerships that are involved here. We entered into a timeshare agreement with two other applicants, you, who was very much encouraged to apply, and one other. So we're splitting the days into three. It needs to be clear that three separate radio stations with three separate call letters. We're actually not even allowed to cross promote over there. On different times by mutual agreement. But separately, we came up with the idea, you've got schools, you've got buildings, you provide the studio, we'll provide the transmitter. We got our slides in too late, apparently subject to the Brown Act, but I don't know if you can see this, but that's the transmitter. Sitting on the table of, running the table of one of our board members. We have, Dr. Fick. We have an agreement with the Masonic Association to put the transmitter and the antenna on their building down the street here. And we've received grants from the Alameda Community Foundation and the Forest that's helping us buy the hardware that we're responsible for. Still raising money if any of you want to do anything extra. But we're committed to building it, and then we'll be using the studio when the students are, and we have an agreement on that. I also do a lot of things in this room, and there should be, but I want to thank particularly Chad Pinnacle for his help in working out the agreement on the sharing of the studio and sharing the transmitter. There was some sort of false starts because there's not a lot of precedent for this kind of thing around, and when he came aboard, things really started to come together. We are a nonprofit. This is a non-commercial service. Allows program underwriting, but non-commercial, that's the idea. And so what we're doing here is exactly what low power radio was created for. And if you have any questions, Felicia asked us to respond to a couple of questions, and the associate board member, Nanette Deeds, is going to respond to those questions.
Thank you for inviting us tonight. We're so excited about this project. I'm Nanette Deeds, and I'm the board secretary. And I should also say that I'm a journalist myself. I write for the Alameda Journal and 1800 Today and Native News Online and Tribal Business Journal. So I'm really excited that these high school kids are going to have an opportunity that I never had, simply because of my age. We didn't have this thing when I was in high school. And I don't even believe we've really had it on a university level yet when I started UC. We just had theater arts, TV, film, but it was a whole different ballgame. So I am really excited that the kids are going to have this opportunity, along with Alameda residents, to come in, learn about broadcasting, learn about writing, learn a little bit about journalism, what goes on behind the scenes, as Kevin was talking about, which is really almost more important than the people that are on the air. And so I'm really happy to be a part of this. And I wanted to let you know that we, as Peter said, we're aiming those 2 questions you asked us, is when do we plan on being up and running? And we're planning on being on the air broadcasting by the end of this year as Alameda Community Radio. One of the other question I believe you asked was, how are we encouraging other members of the community to become involved? And one of the 2 main things we're doing is we've been having events, and we've scheduled one for September 9th. We're kind of calling it a volunteer and founders mixer on September 9th. And at that time, what we'll do is I will write something and put it in the Journal and the Sun, and we'll have a call for people to come and join us if they would like to have any jobs that we might need on the radio station. That would be hosting, producing, engineering, marketing, any of those jobs that are kind of considered behind the scenes, volunteering in any way that they might want to. Also on our website right now, we have forms that have been written that ask, they're kind of what we call program producing forms. Anyone who has an idea of what they would like to host or what they would like to write, whatever show they want to do, maybe reviewing, I believe I've had people talk to me about reviewing movies. Somebody else wants to do a memory through the memory of Alameda through music and local musicians, which I thought would be fun, a talk show with jazz music also. I myself have a program that's called Poetry from the Four Directions, where I interview poets who perform music, whatever they would like to do. And I'm interested, and I'm hoping the kids want to do this, in those old style radio dramas, radio mysteries. That's even before my time. But I think they're fun, and I think that there's an interest in that. So we're open to anything: politics, sports, talk shows, anything the citizens of Alameda would like to do, would like to hear. So that's how we're trying to get everybody involved, and we hope to be doing that, as I said, by the end of the year. We're streaming right now via computer. Yeah. Oh, okay. And I thought I'd hand out our brochures since we didn't get anything of visual. So I'll give each one of you one of them so you can see what we're doing. Thank you.
One clarification, so Jan won't be nervous. We're committed to having the transmitter hooked up by November 1st. That's our commitment, so that you can broadcast. We won't be ready in terms of our putting our programs together and so on quite that fast. We're still fundraising and building mode. But it will be hooked up with an internet connection between Encinal and the Masonic, and that's with the remote control. We're really ready to go. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're excited for Jets and Community Radio.
Sorry?
We are excited to hear both Community Jets and the Community Radio.
To me, this is one of the most exciting things we've heard about at the board meeting. So this is one of the things I really wanted to do on the board, was start to rebuild some. It's not exactly job training, but this is going to give young people experience in a career rather than just academic classes, which are also important. But like you were saying, you didn't have this kind of experience when you were in high school, and this is going to be so cool for our young people to be able to say, if they're interested in doing this as a career, I already have experience doing this. And so I'm really excited that this is starting. Thank you for all the work. All of you guys who have been working on this for, it sounds like a very long time. I appreciate it. Yeah.
And it's going to go beyond just being on the radio. It is far reaching as to the other career paths that this can lead to, but it really gets a head start as to, and a lot of kids are going, hey, I never even thought about radio and all the other things in the industry that are available.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions for you, because I'm not clear on the relationship of the usage. You have 5 hours a day that you are able to be on the air.
Right, so that was part of the FCC agreement.
Okay, and does that mean that you share your 5 hours with?
No.
No, they have their own.
They have their own, so there's 3 entities. So there's AUSD, 4 Magazine, and ACR. So the 5 hours that we have is dedicated specifically to Encinal programming.
Okay, my other question is, are the kids going to be doing news broadcasts? Are they going to be writing and?
Yeah. So we are in the beginning of formatting. So we're going to have a morning show that's going to be 7 to 9. And the 7 to 9 is going to involve entertainment, news at the top and the bottom of the hour, traffic on Central Avenue. It gets really packed at the drop off. And some weather. So really making it very, very industry-like. But the copying and the writing of news and also understanding that we got to do a newscast in a minute 30, that they need to really make their writing concise, but also understandable, and that people know what's going on. We're also going to go out in the community, interview people, and make that a part of what we edit and piece together, very much similar to what you hear on radio today. Maybe even better.
Thank you.
One thing I could add is we're already streaming, and we will, you're going to stream too. There's lots of people in these days are actually listening to the radio on the internet. So when these kids graduate, they go someplace else to college, they can still listen to the station and will have that reach and that availability. Signal will cover, but the Signal will cover all of the island. We'll also cover some of Oakland, but
If the wind's blowing.
So the other entity, Poor Magazine, they have a building on the park, they have their own studio, they have their own no sharing equipment. It's just that they turn on their transmitter, so we turn on ours, and we share the time.
I do want to thank Felicia Vargas and Kevin Gorham and all the people who shepherded the project over time. The board, before this board, actually were the ones who had to sign the FCC agreement. Chad has been working on this with Peter and with your colleagues. This has been a labor of love. It has been a community partnership. We are so much better through partnership. Plus, I just want to say, and Kirsten Zazo did go through paces last year at Encinal Senior High School to make space for this, but it was a vision that this could happen, that would be career technical education, that was hands-on, that was high-tech, that was job preparation, that would prepare people just for broadcast media. And Holly Gauze will be teaching TV media, film production, also alongside Kevin Gorham, so you have broadcast media in a bigger, better way, radio and television. And I would also say that we're hoping that we will also partner with the City of Alameda for public education government access, and we're in discussion about that. We've talked about that before, so that we can provide the community shared space, shared resources, so we can get more people learning these skills, not just kids, but adults as well. So thank you so much for the partnership. It's really a beautiful thing.
Thanks a lot. I also want to say thanks to John Dalton from Alameda High, who has been very influential in mentoring this project as well, and our partnership with them. We may be 2 separate high schools, but we work collectively together on behalf of kids, and my work with John has been amazing. I'm better because of what I've learned from him, and I want to make sure that I mention that as well.
Last year's Teacher of the Year, John Dalton.
And there's no better person, he's definitely warrants that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. This is one of our other programs that wasn't here at the appointed time because we wanted to your parents, children, hopefully they are fathers. Our computer wizard and very key for them too.
Thank you very much.